Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yoswal. Welcome back to Hearthstone and the Mega-Minion Priest deck. I've made a few tweaks since the last episode, so let's quickly summarise those before we hit the games. The main thing is that the angry chickens are gone. They were joke cards, but they weren't really helping. In their place are a couple of Oasis Snapjaws. I have also pulled out one other card to replace it with a Gurubashi Berserker, and it's such an insignificant card that I can't actually remember what it was. Oh yes, it was the Imp Master, because that never actually did its job properly. It always got stepped on. So, we now have a lot of 7 health creatures, bear in mind with 2 Divine Spirits, I can double that up to 28 health, and then turn it into 28 with Inner Fire. It also gets interesting, of course, because the Gurubashi Berserker still gets the +3 damage every time it takes a hit. So potentially, if you keep smacking it, it goes straight past 30 damage very, very quickly. You can also play about with Light Wells. Those boost up quite quickly when you start handing them things like the... where has it gone? The Shattered Sun Clerics. Start doubling those up into 7 health Light Wells and boosting up from there. It gets fairly silly fairly quickly. Anyhow, that's the tweak, so let's hit, not escape for a start. Let's hit the ranked modes once again, see what happens. Got time for a couple of games. It still relies very much on being a blitz deck. Ideally, you want this done by turn 5, which you can do with the right combination of cards. Mega-Minion Warden on turn 4, and then 2 Divine Spirits and an Inner Fire on turn 5. That takes the Mega-Minion up to 28 health, 28 attack, and then you smack your opponent in the face with it, and they fall over most gratifyingly. Let's see what comes up in the meantime. What do we have? Northshire Clerk, that's the usual turn 1. No, Shattered Sun Clerk's good turn 3. We'll hold with that as it is. I could boost the Senjin Shield Master instead, but I'm still reliant on getting my combo, so that'll do for an early opener, and at least the Cleric lets me cycle the deck quickly. Right, so the coin as well, of course. So, what's he done? Just a standard initiative grab. Fine, we'll go for the heal. And play out from there. Now, what are you going to do? Please, please, please try to fireball my Cleric.
Just like you.
Nah. Right, okay. So I have my Mega-Minion Warden, but I can't really deploy it. If I leave the Sorcerer's Apprentice in play, it will smack my Cleric down in 1 turn, so that has got to go. Right, so I also don't particularly want him having access to cheap spells. That would be very, very bad indeed. Cleric to the face and end the turn. Right, so I'm still fishing around for Divine Spirits and Inner Fires at this point. There goes the blasted Cleric anyway, but at least he had to waste his football. Great, I've got my second Mega-Minion. That is spectacularly pointless, but let's get one of the Wardens out. No, actually, let's get the Senjin out. Give him something to think about. At least that gives me 3 attacks, so I can start beating down any low-level creatures he pulls out himself. I can also, of course, break out. There we go, like so. That gives me the Shattered Sun up to 4 attack next turn. Now Divine Spirit comes into play. Well, it's still not much use to me, so we'll just go for the double tap there and smack his ogre in the face. It's down to 4-2, but at least I can fix that up next turn with a bit of luck. Of course, he may simply pull out another Frostbolt and whack it anyway. Nope, he's pulled out a 5/5 stealth. Right, okay. Got my second Senjin. Still no Inner Fire, which is a little awkward. That's holding me back, but we'll get the second Troll out. That's the mana gone. And then just apply a beating. We can always do this conventionally, even if the big hits aren't available. What worries me is also that Polymorph is in play. Right, okay, so that's a freeze, 1 damage to everyone, and then he just goes for the kill. Smack, and then the Tiger jumps down my throat. On the bright side, That is 2 damage I don't have to worry about in any great depth. Now, I could pull out Gelbin, 6/6, but that would leave me with nothing to do with the Shattered Sun. Of course, I can't do anything with the Shattered Sun anyway this turn, so what the hell, let's throw the Legendary out there and get things going. What have we got? The Homing Chicken. He's going to murder that chicken straight off, isn't he? Well, at least it'll keep the Shattered Sun Cleric in the game for a bit, and it might even take the pressure off a little. Of course, if he's got Arcane Explosion, this could get very, very awkward very quickly. No, he's going for the beat... Oh, God, no. He's going to go for a double tap, then go for the beatdown on the chicken. Polymorph Gelbin, little git. Yeah, and that is rather awkward. Okay, now my Inner Fire turns up. Right, so... Okay, if I pull out the Temple Enforcer...
I wonder...
This is awkward. I need to think the sequence of this through a bit. I pull out the Temple Enforcer, boost the sheep up to 4 health. That won't save it against the incoming tiger. I pull out the Mogashan Warden. It can potentially take the hit, but it will likely swallow a fireball the next turn. However, he can probably have to trade off his tiger to do it. So let's go with that. I can take the hit. Suicide the sheep in like so, because then even if he does go for it, it's a trade-off. He loses the tiger. Nothing to heal, so we'll turn over there. This is dicey. It depends what he pulls out next turn. Because potentially, if that's his second polymorph coming out, or even a fireball, yeah, that's the second polymorph. Good! In some respects, and then he just goes for the beatdown. No, he pulls out a Fire Blast instead. Right, so I am back where I started. Right, okay, second... Right, we're going to double up here. We're going to pull out both the Warden and the Snapjaw. He can't dispose of them both in one turn. Even if he does somehow kill off the Warden, I can get the Snapjaw amped up to 14 attack fairly rapidly. I can go even faster, actually. I'll have 9 mana next turn. I can empty my hand.
Get behind me.
Oh, that's inconvenient. Right, depends what comes up. And then he's going to start breaking out the spells. Frost Nova comes out, fine by me. Well, I can simply hold off for a turn. Still no incoming damage, however. Do I want to bait him by healing his cleric? Or rather, sorry, he'll pull up my North Shore cleric, heal his tiger. Because that would allow me to cycle the deck fairly rapidly. No, we'll simply pull this out, boost the Snapjaw instead up to 10. That may give him a hint as to what I have in mind, but everything's frozen. On the bright side, that was also his second Frost Nova, so potentially that's not going to have very much. Now the question is, what can he do? We'll get the Cleric out as well. Just because if I do want to pull a beat down, that is my best option. You know what? No, because I don't want that tiger hanging around. That way, at least if the tiger attacks, it has to go for a trade. So, how's he going to do this? Oh, bollocks. Right, okay. This now needs to be a very, very rapid beatdown, and yeah, there he goes. Revving up Dagorobashi. Fine, well, at least he's blown his last 2 mana to do that. Okay, and that's a trade-off. That's 1 gone, and 2 gone, and then he just goes for the smack. No, he doesn't. Right. Okay. My options are now severely limited. He has got solid board control, and I have left it way too late to rev up my own attack. So, we are simply going to have to go for it. We will pull out the Light Warden.
In the light's name.
Go for the double. Then go for the attack. And then we will hit his bodyguard in the face. Heal it, which amps up the Draenei as well. Now, do you want to go for the smackdown, mate? Because you're going to lose your entire board just clearing that out, and you don't have any options. Oh wait, he's just going to go for the direct burn. And that's me wiped out. Bloody Pyroblast. Ouch. Ugh. Pity I'd have had him next turn if that hadn't been the case. Anyway. Perhaps less close than that's suggesting, but we'll go for another one. I made a bit of a hash of that in the mid-game. Should have amped that up much faster than I did. I need to be a lot more aggressive getting the Divine Spirits out, but I tend to wait until I've got that one-turn reveal. Of course, by that time, they've got a tank out, and I have to sink it anyway. However, let's see what we get. Garrosh Hellscream. Well, he can effectively heal the same way I can. I've got Inner Fire to play with, and a Temple Enforcer. Right, so let's Mulligan and Mulligan. I don't particularly want either of those two. And we'll swap that one as well. We'll hang on to Inner Fire, though, since that's one of my key cards. What do I have? Lightwell, Gurubashi, and a coin. Right then. Could go for the amp on the Gurubashi. That's got the 7 health you need. But we'll see what he pulls out. Problem is, he has got a lot of charged minions at his disposal, particularly if he's brought Korkron along. And of course, Execute will let him just fry the boosted minion if it takes any damage whatsoever. So that's a bit of a problem. Anyhow, we'll coin out and deploy a Lightwell, just to give him something to think about. Right, now, are you just going to armor up on me, or are you actually going to play something? Of course, you can potentially amp a Lightwell up to a 20-pointer. Right, so here it comes, and there we go, that's the beat. Then you realise it's going to be utterly pointless because I'm just going to heal the damage straight off, so you're wasting durability there, mate. Oh, well. I suppose at least you did get something out, but Percy, I'd have just hung on to the card and not used it. Right, so get the second Lightwell out, or I could amp it up to a 10-10 minion and just start smacking him around. It is an early blitz option. On the other hand, I have coined, so that doesn't help. We'll get the second Lightwell out this turn. See what else comes up. I can always take turn 3 to amp up to the 10-10, and then stack him into the... What the hell? Well, that was unexpected. Apparently, 2 Lightwells is a highly potent orc repellent. I wasn't expecting that at all. Okay, let's go for a third one. That was quick. That was totally unexpected. I have no idea what he was thinking about that. Since, yes, I had 6 random healing, well, 2 lots of 3 random healing, but if he'd been able to do enough damage to kill off one of the Lightwells, then it didn't really matter. He could have just bided his time. Right, Warlocks, this will be interesting. Right, and I have got an awful, awful, awful starting hand. Let's mulligan the lot. I need some low-cost cards to get this going. What am I about to get? Cleric, Shield, Snapjaw, Enforcer. Well, that's better than it was. Right, and out comes the Voidwalker. Fine by me. I will simply pull out a Northshire Cleric. Let's see what you do about that. probably smack it in the face and kill it, knowing warlocks. Okay, now are you going to go for the hit? Yes, you are. I have my Gorobashi Berserker, that's fine by me. I can simply pull out a... Actually, I have a decision to make here. If I go for... I can kill off his tank. With Holy Smite and the Cleric. Then I will have to get rid of the Fairy Dragon, which will basically just smack my Cleric down anyway, so let's go with that. So we will pull this out, hit in the face, coin up,
right away,
smack the Void Walker, and then, now the question is, does it count as healing if I pull Power Word Shield out? And have I just wasted a coin? Damn it. That will take it up to 4 health. And let me draw a card. No, we will go for the heal. Except that I'm likely going to trade that. Okay, well that could be worse. I should have healed Anduin. Ah! Because of course he will now simply smack the Cleric. Like so, and the heal is wasted.
The light
okay, so he now shields himself, and I am going to have to start thinking about getting rid of that imp. Oh, he's double imped! Right, this is going to be very nasty to get rid of. On the bright side... Is there a bright side? Yeah, I can simply heal myself. Right, I am about to start taking a smackdown. This is awkward. Okay, he's having to tap his own life. Okay. Right, he's going for an early blitz, which is a little awkward. I'm going to have to put out my Mogashan Warlord at this point, and it would have been really handy to be able to coin and deploy Power Word Shield, because 3, 6, 7, yeah, he will simply smack it down in one turn, so...
Your soul shall suffer!
The other option, of course... now, the thing is, it won't even... He can do it, but he has to blow his... No, 3, 5, 6... No, he doesn't have to blow his stealth to do it. Damn, this is inconvenient. Okay, so let's put out the Oasis Snapjaw.
I wonder.
No, because that won't do any better at all, will it?
Your soul shall suffer.
And if I heal, he simply decks out on me. 3, 5, 6, 9. Solid, I need to soak the damage. This is a bad position. This is a really bad position. Okay, so that's one, and then he's going to pull out something like Mortal Coil. He's thinking about it, isn't he? Or he could just go for the Leper Gnome. Yeah, there goes Mortal Coil, and he decks up on me again. Dear God, he's run this deck up fast. This is where Holy Nova would be handy, and here comes the beating. He'll keep his imps in stealth, because then I can't target them. Right, turn 5. Okay, this is where I realise I should have sacrificed the Snapjaw instead. On the bright side, if I pull out the Gurubashi Berserker at this point, it won't help because he will simply smack it down before I can amp it up. It can't take the damage anyway. Let's pull out the Snapjaw and sacrifice that. And we'll put in a Power Word Shield to boost it, because that also gives me a card draw. Okay. Now, is he just going to go for the bypass here and ignore me? Because I don't have a tank at this point. Yeah, he is. Smack, 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 and smack. I am rapidly running out of options, and he's searching his deck again. This is not going at all well. Right. Okay, 6 points to work with. So, give a friendly minion plus 3 health. Doesn't really help me. Pull out Holy Fire, deal 5 damage, use that to blitz down, say, his imp and heal myself, and then smack his fairy dragon in the face with the Snapjaw. That could... yeah, that's as good a counterattack as I'm going to get. So, we'll kill you. Heal up there, get rid of that. And the incoming damage is slightly reduced, except he has still got a board advantage. On the bright side, at least he cannot kill me in one turn.
Put this apple on your head.
Oh dear. Another fairy dragon. Right, well... okay, at least he's holding back. Okay, so let's pull out the Mogashon Warden. So that's fine. Then we will amp it up with Powered Shield. Decisions. Yes, let's get the Lightwell out there. And then... my options are limited at this stage. I will settle for beating down his... problem is, those are leper gnomes. If he plows... deal 2 damage to him here, 2 damage to him in hero.
Your soul shall suffer.
Okay. We will smack
Job's done.
the knife wielder. I think I just made a horrible mistake. Okay. Oh, you're kidding me! Oh, great. Now I'm just dead. Yeah, here comes the beatdown. Bang, and bang, and bang, and dead. What a horrid, horrid experience that was. I'm not even sure how I could have countered that. He just built his deck so fast, and I had no AoE with which to answer it. That was painful. At least I can't get stars. Right. Time for one more. Yes, just about. Let's go for it. He does what? How? Okay, I'm open to suggestions as to how I could have beaten that with the deck I had. I really am. Because... one of the problems with this deck is that it's very reliant on several synergies, and if I can't get those into play, I am completely and totally stuffed. This is something I really need to learn how to handle, very quickly deploying decks with lots of little to medium creatures. Anyhow, right, so Inner Fire, North Shark Cleric, that's fairly standard, and let's mulligan the Shield Master. Confirm. Great, a raid leader. I won't say that's an improvement, because it really isn't, but at least I can use it to boost the alternative standard play from here, I think. Get the Cleric out, and go for the turnover. Of course, the whole plan does rely on somebody on my side taking damage at this point, which is a bit of a problem, but hey, gotta break a few eggs, or at least lightly crack them. So what's coming? He's coining, which means he's going for a 2-1, and out comes the Acidic Swamp Ooze, which basically translates as Holy Smite to get rid of it. Which is a bit of a waste, but at least it means I get to keep my cleric, and I get to smack him in the face as well. Of course, that's not necessarily an indicator of a good opening hand, but at least it means the cleric survives to turn 3, maybe. It's funny, really. A few rounds ago, I was prepared to declare Priest somewhat overpowered. It may just be that I suck as a player. Now, what's the... oh, mutter, curse. Right, okay. Well, there's not a lot else to do. Pull out a raid leader, That boosts up the cleric
Right
to
away.
2-3, and then we smack the totem in the face and kill it, like so. Still fairly pedestrian opening here. What's he going to pull out next, I wonder? A Stormforged Axe, and then he basically kicks me in the face. Silence a minion, deal 1 damage, which gets rid of the cleric anyway. And then he kills my raid leader off. Good. So that's now a fairly normal 1-2, which is not really helpful. Ironically, now there's some damage I can heal, you little mutter curse. That's a 2-2. Well, we'll get the light well out.
Right away.
And then we'll hit Thrall in the face again, because there's really nothing else to do. Oh, and heal it up just so he can't kill it off. At least it's now a standard 1-3. If he does go for the kill, I can just heal and keep it in play. But at this point I am struggling, because I need to build the deck a bit faster. My hand is rather weak at this stage. I haven't really got enough cards to work with. Power word shields would be handy, so would... what's that? Well, at least you showed up. Okay, well... Wrath of Air Totem. We'll put the warrior out there to start with. I don't particularly want to waste a Holy Smite on something he can simply pull out of his pocket. Again, I was about to use a much ruder word. But at the same time, can't really leave it around, so we'll just hit it in the face. Well, would. Whatever. So, how are we doing? Not too well, it has to be said. At least his own offensive options are limited, but I'm worried about what he's got stacked up in that hand. He seems to be waiting for the mid to late game before really ramping things up. It could just be he's as card blocked as I am, but... Right now, a Divine Spirit would be really, really handy. If that doesn't happen, I can always get Gelbin out next turn. But Divine Spirit or Powered Shield at this point are what I'm really chasing. Which is the whole problem with this deck. And I suppose it's a fundamental one with any Hearthstone deck that relies on synergies. You are dependent on... oh lord. Right, this may not be fun. Okay. Well, I could pull out Gelbin. Or I could go for Inner Fire and just amp that up to a 7-7. Now he's going to have to smack the Mogashan Warden anyway, so let's get Gelbin out. See what we get. What have we got? Oh, okay, the Poltrioza might actually earn its money back this time around. So, first things first, hit the totem in the face, and then hit Thrall in the face as well. Okay, even if he does kill the Warden at this point, I've got a second candidate for Inner Fire in the shape of Gelbin. If I can get a Divine Spirit to amp him up, and even if I don't, that's a 6-6, so I can just hit the Yeti next turn anyway. Even the trade would help. The question is what he has got available to him this turn. That homing chicken really needs to survive. Really needs to survive. Come on, make your mind up. It's also making it a little hard to place as changes to the deck. None of the relevant cards seem to have come up yet, which is a little frustrating. Still, we'll see what he does with the chicken. Is he just going to time out me? Adjacent means a +2 attack, right, so he's then going to try for a beatdown. Yeah, he's going for the Mogashan. Yeah, that's the trade out, and he goes for the chicken, which kills it. What's he going to do there? Restore him into full health and give it taunt. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, what do I have to work with? Holy Fire! Well, as tempting it is to just get rid of said Yeti that way. You know what? Let's just do it. There you go. Goodbye. Waste of the 5 heal, but very, very satisfying all the same. Right, so next option is Holy Smite to take down his raid leader. That then neutralises the attack option from his Flame Tongue Totem, but it's still got to go. So it's a bit of a waste of Galbin. I mean, it really is overkill, but I don't want that surviving. And then we'll hit him in the face again. Those extra 3 cards would have been so handy, but everyone prioritises killing the homing chicken when it appears. Now, I need Divine Spirit, or I need... well, I just need Divine Spirit, really. Who wants to bet it's at the bottom of the deck? How many cards have I got left? 20 compared to his 19. Oh, sod. That's not going to be pretty. At all. And he's got a Taunt Totem, even better. Right, well, I've got my own Gurubashi Berserker in play. Okay, however, we're going to have to get the Shattered Sun Cleric out.
The sun well.
Amp up the Cleric. And then realise that this isn't going to work.
Right
So
away.
if I use that to dispose of Taunt option, and then we will simply smack Thrall because I can't kill that off in one turn, and then we will amp, pull out my own Gurubashi, so that's got another 7 health out. Now the question is he going to rev up his own Berserker? Push comes to shove, I use Inner Fire on the Berserker, run it into his for 2 damage, which will take it up to 10, and then heal it and start abusing the Northshire Cleric and the Nightwell. But I'm slightly at the mercy of what he does, even if I do have a degree of board control here. That probably just means he has something evil up his sleeve. Okay, he goes for the Cleric, that's a trade, he's used his weapon. Does he have anything else planned? He's still got 6 mana to work with. What is he going for? What are you going for, mate? What are you planning? Why did you hit the most useless member of my team at this stage? Adjacent minions have +2 attack. Right, so he'll kill the Cleric off. And that revs up the Gurubashi. Okay, 7, 13... Okay. Right, so if I run Gelbin into... Run Gelbin into the Gurubashi, that's a trade-off. Then amp the Gurubashi and run it into the Flame Tongue Totem.
I must consider.
Yes, I think this is the best way to do it. On the other hand, can he... No, I'm just going to have to go for the trade. So, wipe those 2 out.
Is someone
Pull out the
injured?
Cleric. Rev that up. And then... Question is, do I go for that or that? No, we don't. Just go for the beatdown. And then we heal it and abuse Divine Spirit. Oh, now it turned. Oh, God! I shouldn't have hit the end of turn there. Okay, it shouldn't matter too much unless he has got something in his back pocket that can pull out 5 2 damage. Why? Oh, of course, he's got the Flame Tongue bonus. Damn it, damn it, damn it! That was stupid. I should have very quickly run out Divine Spirit. I had the mana for it. I am an idiot. I could have run that Berserker up to 14 health. It would have been nigh impossible to kill. However.
What to do?
Damn. Well, if I get Inner Fire and he doesn't manage to kill it off. Random totem. Here comes another tank. What's he deploying? Okay, that's just a generic Searing Totem. Fine, that's the cheapy option. But he's still got 7 mana. Oh, Lord. Yeah. This is where I pay horribly for my mistakes. Right, okay. Have I got... Right, okay, so... Double up there. So that takes up to 8, and then double up to 12. This is severely irritating. Damn it! I could have had him that turn. Okay, he's got the initiative at this point. On the bright side, I don't think he can beat down my Temple Enforcer quickly enough. He can do 5-6 damage. I'll take the half health, but I'll have to trade his board to do it. What's that? That's probably Hex, isn't it? No, he's just going to suicide into it, see what comes out. 1 and... Come on. Come on. You know, fool, I'm gonna... Here comes a random totem. Oh, it's a tanky. What a surprise. That's one of the things I hate about shamans. They have this annoying habit of pulling out tank totems, courtesy of the random number god. Right. Do I have any offensive options left in my deck? I have that second Mortgage and I still have an Inner Fire somewhere in my deck. But I think I've burned most of my clerics. Still got 2 Power Word Shields as well. And that is his turn over at this point. Well, we could get silly here and just double up again, but he'll probably just pull out a Hex. On the other hand, I don't really have anything else to work with, do I? So... Well, I've only got 1 offensive movement, which is to get rid of that. And of course he then pulls out a card. And let's double up again and hope for Inner Fire. If he's got Hex at this point, I am well and truly screwed. $12 to $15. He's got to have a Hex in his hand at this point. You can't take an expert level deck and not have Hex in your hand as a shaman. I'm sorry, it makes no sense. Random totem again? Another tank! Yeah, whoop-dee. I'm sorry, no, I need to keep my language vaguely PG, don't I?
Behold the might of Storm!
Oh, Lord. Okay, here comes the smack. 1, 2, 3, and 4. At least I can heal Anduin, but I'm not sure I can heal him enough. 11. Oasis Snapjaw. Well, let's get it out. Heal him up again. And... no, I've lost. Ah! And if that totem hadn't deployed in, well, truth be told, I'd still have lost. Blast.
You have best.
Hardly. Ugh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was back down to the expected standard. I'm open to suggestions as to how we can tweak this deck, because I'm really a little bit short of ideas. I'll see you next time, if there is one. Farewell.